left this town with the speakers loud and the radio playing old Sublime. Now we stole our line, every verse we know, and we hadn't had a clue if we'd make it by noon or even where we'd go. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hello, welcome. It's Tuesday, October 9th, 2018. Bryce and Steele, we're listening to Left Behind from Half an Orange and a Nuckshuck, new on Monster Cat tonight. Welcome, everybody. I'm Bryce, your pre-show navigator. We're about to do Night Attack here in about an hour. I've got a game for you guys. Tonight, we're going to be, hey, Krug, thank you for the raid party, man. Thank you. Krug, everybody. We got some really good stuff today. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk a bit about Google Plus and how, just the whole humdinger about Google Plus. We're also going to be playing a game that I've called Jargon and the Jargonauts. Now that I'm seeing this on my document, I'm realizing I did not put it correctly on the Twitch dashboard or on the notifications, and people might think that a Jason is going to be on the show. He's not. We're going to play Jargon and the Jargonauts. And then we got some good mail. We got a handful of letters. Guys, send in your letters, mail at metadoc.tv. But we're also going to share, I'm going to share some of the spam that we get. The Night Attack mail account gets, I don't know if it's because it's, I don't even know where it's listed. Brian's over here saying it's so popular. It's not popular. But it's, the mailing address is somewhere, and it's enough that it's generating spam. But the system doesn't have like a lot of spam filters, so we're gonna see some of the spam that we got over the past week. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. But first, we gotta get to the pre-show. If you tell me, if you ask me, really, you have to get to the pre-show before you get to the show. What do you think, Brian Brushwood?
I think I'm real glad that I just called Matt Donnelly. Well, because I asked the awkward question, like, hey, we're about to do Night Attack, and, we have a couple of different plot lines simmering. One of them involves me awkwardly explaining to Bryce that we forgot to get him a ticket to the Tournament of Kings at medieval times, and I'm just wondering if we should run with that or not. And he said, and I quote, "Oh, don't worry about it. My wife's not going, so he can have her ticket." Also,
right,
my kids said that my hair looks weird. They're like, your head look.
It's a little long up top. It's longer up top than it normally is. Did you get it cut? Because the sides look clean.
Yeah, I got it cut today, and
it's a little longer on top than they usually do.
It's been,
but it looks better because usually you get it cut and you hate it because they cut it really short.
Well, I mean, also I've just learned to care less, and like lately I've been enjoying just saying, like, I don't know, do whatever. Like,
right.
So normally, like, by tomorrow, I will have taken a shower and I will style it the way I like.
Yeah.
Before now, I got a haircut and they styled it however they felt like. And, I don't know, it seems like being a better person, one of the things is, letting the universe happen to you a little bit more than you trying to happen to the universe, I guess. And
yeah.
So,
well, if there's something in your life you're allowed to have control over, it's your hair. Well, you can put into that as much as you'd like. I mean, that's
I guess
not
specifically though, like emotionally.
Yeah.
Stop me if you don't believe this.
Have experienced this before.
But like there was a fair bit of my identity in my early 20s, like really wrapped up in like, is this right? Am I this? Am I that?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't know. Once you've seen Tom Cruise, dance wearing a bald wig, looking like a Hollywood 50-year-old jackass.
Sure.
You realize, and yet all you think of is like, that's Tom Cruise, and then you think like, the fuck does it matter? All this fucking baggy flesh on our body. Yeah, fuck it all. Whatever.
That's very self-actualized of you.
Look, I'm growing. I'm learning, bit by bit. But the important thing is like you know. The other thing is, it seems like no matter how I get my hair cut, in 5 days you can't tell anyway. Like,
Sure.
give or take, you know? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, and even if it's something I hate, then, I don't know.
In
it'll
2
be
weeks,
gone.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, there's in Pflugerville, there is a hairstyling salon, and its name is It'll Grow Back. And it's
Is
like,
it like a school, like a barber school?
yeah, well, and plus also like
You get cheap haircuts there?
think of the early days of you're on tour.
Yeah, everybody think about your early days of being on tour. Put that in the chat.
You're still trying to figure out, even for yourself, who you are, and you think you have an idea for it.
Yeah.
And every follicle needs to land in place, because God forbid you believe that the song in your heart is sufficient enough to tell the story or whatever, and God forbid you understand that 40 years from now your anxiety will look ridiculous. I'm getting beyond it. How about that?
Okay.
You know, give me a haircut. What kind of haircut? What do you got?
One haircut, please.
One haircut, please, right? Look, in a world where I was able to eat a burger that had fucking mayonnaise and pickles on it.
That was a good burger.
It was a fine burger.
It was a great burger, and
In
I don't like
a million
onions or
years.
pickles.
Look, I just watched Edge of Tomorrow, and in none of those realities do I ever make one of those on purpose for myself. But having said that, I have reached a level of maturity where I was able to eat a burger with both mayonnaise and mustard and ketchup and fucking motherfucking pickles.
Oh my goodness.
and I was able to discover what there was to enjoy inside of it. And I am a better person, a more evolved person for it, which is why when I get my hair cut, I say, in general, let's get the sides tight. Let's trim up the beard.
Yeah.
I like it. In fact, I think my hairstylist, I haven't had a hairstylist for a while. I've gone to just whoever is available.
You just go to a place, yeah.
And I would dictate, and I think I like it more chunked up than she likes it. And this time, I didn't remind her or tell her or suggest or whatever. I'm just like, just do the thing. And so as a result, I have this, you know, looking like a second-tier lieutenant in a gang war from 1940s look about me.
Well,
Everything's all
someone
slick
might
to the
say
side.
it's closer to a faux hawk, but okay. You don't quite have the the historically problematic haircut just yet.
Yeah, hold on.
Do you want
Yeah,
to-
that's the other thing. Is what's up with the? I don't think it's a faux hawk. It
Yes,
seems
it's a-
like
it's
a
low,
crew cut
but-
plus.
That's a low faux hawk. That's a short faux hawk.
No, but a faux hawk comes together in the middle, right?
Not.
Everything's over on the side.
I think it's close. I would say it's closer to the faux hawk than to a crew cut.
Can we Google a faux hawk? I'm not challenging you on this.
Oh,
no. I'm just seeking
let's-
common ground.
Like there are always degrees for
Yeah.
sure, but like something like that.
Well, that is, yeah. And this is a case of them styling it in a way that I wouldn't choose to. You've seen what I like to do. What I normally like is a little bit of this off, and then kind of a tabletop across. I like to square off because I'm worried
Yeah.
about my rounded features, right?
Yeah.
But instead, everybody, the worst
But it
is when they
looks
give you
good.
the Cupid doll. They just scoop it up and off to the side.
Oh.
Yeah.
It looks good. You got a good cut. Oh my goodness.
Felt good.
Remember giving up insecurity.
I'm just saying that
Yeah, sure.
that there was a time that I would have gotten this haircut and immediately come home and showered so that I could do
undone
it.
it.
Yeah, well,
No,
or
sure.
to alter it and get it closer to the way I wanted it.
And
but
that's just-
I am learning that I am not defined by my hair follicles. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even though, quite literally, most of the internet perceives me as defined by my hair follicles.
I mean, you get what you ask for.
I mean,
You got that monkey's paw finger.
is this a monkey paws cut?
Yeah, you definitely got the monkey paw cut.
Hey, by the way, my beard got long enough that I was able to see, like, I'm gray. These are gray. These are not light blonde. That's a thing.
I remember not very long ago, the the hullabaloo of do I do the beard or not, and now it is without question that Brian has the beard.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and that's not entirely on my end. That is a bit of a dictate on Bonnie's end.
From the dictator.
From the dictator. Yeah, no, she was just like, I think we ran more than one ad in which I shaved. And then Bonnie's, like, just radiated disappointment at, like, you're looking like a baby for a month. And she's not wrong. but she was like, in general, could you please never shave the beard? So we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, do you like it?
I thought
that
a faux hawk was defined by, like, you're trying to make a mohawk.
No, a faux hawk is like, when I think faux hawk, I think of a real, like, Ryan Seacrest looking motherfucker.
Well, okay, maybe that's the wider definition. I always thought the faux hawk circa 2008 was definitely like, I'm too chicken shit to shave my stuff,
okay.
and I'm just gonna fold it all together.
But I mean, even the more, like, pointed ones are almost different enough from a mohawk to call them something different.
Yeah.
They're almost like this one especially almost makes me think like of a pomp, just a little bit in the
a little pompadouche.
A little, well, okay.
A Pompadulcino.
I'm being told to show you this image of Biff Tannen from Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's kind of I don't want to say what I'm going for, but like, I'm comfortable with a hairstyle that would look at home in the 1950s. That's the other thing. It's like making a timeless play. Not that I'm aiming for any of this. Not that I'm
when
overly
you're going
fond.
on the monument track, you really gotta be on there.
Well, no. Like think about clothing, right? I remember figuring out that pretty much from the 1980s on, at any point you could wear if you were a female, you could wear an army green miniskirt and have, I don't know, whatever that hair was, and then nobody would say, "Oh, you're trying to keep up with current trends." They would just say, like, "Oh, you're doing a early 1940s thing or an early 1950s thing," or as we've seen with when I was there at Epcot and Postmodern Jukebox was there, like, nobody, like, they were all doing a thing, but nobody would accuse them of chasing a trend or trying to be current or.
I mean, retro is a trend. You could say. I mean, okay. I mean, it's not a contemporary trend, I guess.
Correct. I guess you could, in the general sense, say the attempt to step out of current fashion trends, whether it's 10 years, 20 years, or 100 years, is in itself a statement of some variety. But the magician in me says what I like about that is that it puts them in the off footing, because it's up to them to decide how well educated they are to judge you based on the play you are trying to make. Like, the one thing they know is that you weren't trying to do whatever was in GQ or Vanity Fair this week or whatever. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
I guess so. Okay.
I guess what I'm saying is I dig the fact that
it's very committed. It feels like a very heavy commitment to a nihilistic approach on it. I don't know.
Nihilistic. Like just everyone should kill themselves, or
no, in the more broader sense of like, not wanting to be trendy and
Yeah.
be caught in a thing, but also that's
but
that's yeah.
So here's what I'm smarting from is I meant to step out of the trendy discussion 20 years ago when I said, here's a picture of a video game character. As far as I know, nobody looks like this. Please make me look like this video game character, because no human being, this is not a trend, this is not anything anybody's doing. 6 years later, Jersey Shore happens. and fucking they came for me, not the other way around, right? And so now I feel like it's like, well, fuck you. Let me look like my granddad. And all of you who at some point felt like it was too much, now you can all feel like it's not enough.
Brian,
What?
you're becoming an adult.
I know. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's weird for both of us. It's weird for all of us. It's weird for the people in the chat. It's weird for my family. It's weird for my kids.
Zablonic says, next time go for a big sine wave instead of spikes. Yeah, go for the cosine instead of the tangent.
Well, and plus also, here's the other thing, is that the mere fact of doing something punk rock and fuck you and outrageous is a statement of what you perceive your station of power to be, right? And that was the big thing I discovered. Like, when I was on tour, nobody minded how ridiculous my hair is. And if you look at somebody like Dan Sperry, right, who dresses super outrageously and insane,
Okay.
nobody will ever think anything but awesome when they see him in person. Like, that is somebody who does not give a fuck, and it's great. But when what I
you have to live that
discovered-
life. I mean, spikes.
Sure, but what I discovered is the mere fact of being on screen, you are perceived differently, right? It's like, what are you doing? Like it's like watching Conan O'Brien with that kind of crazy haircut. Like, wait, what are you doing? You're Conan O'Brien, and you also need to look like a beta. It's the medium matters, and I think I don't know. I'm figuring all this out. I'm still figuring all of this stuff out.
Okay. We'll figure out. Let's see.
By the way, I saw Mike TV live in the chat. Is
Yeah.
he back in Austin?
He's back in America, I believe.
Close enough.
I think he's in Austin. Let's see if Justin's online.
I mean, I just can't
There's
win with
not
the
a-
hair. There's never going to be a time I can win with the hair. There's never going to be a time.
No, probably not.
Even were I to shave it, I'd be hearing about it.
Hi, Justin.
Oh, hi, friends. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm confused by the world around me,
Oh,
Justin.
God.
I was listening, Brian. So, you're handsome and you're frustrated about it.
It's really tough being me.
Very frustrated. No, I was. What a pain it must be for you. How much older are you than me?
All of the years, 10 years.
Really?
I think it's slightly less than that, but
I'm
close.
I'm 43. What are you?
35. So, how frustrated you must be at 43 to be discovering your first gray hairs. I can only imagine the pain that you're feeling at the age of 43 to be discovering your first gray hairs in your beard. That's man.
Oh,
Well-
but, Justin, I got these photos of Spider-Man for you.
Yeah. Bring them to me. No, look, you look great. Like, what is your thing?
Well,
You're-
my thing is understanding. My continuous quest to try to understand why other people have a thing about whatever thing.
You just described the entirety of human life.
Yes,
And the thing,
my
I want to
thing
find
is-
the thing
my
and the
is,
people who do
I've
things.
got this thing, Justin. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called the human condition. I'm afraid it's terminal, and I'll be having it until I die. So thank you for
I'm
bringing
having
that back up.
called the root of philosophy.
Yeah. So anyway, I got a haircut today.
I'm getting a haircut tomorrow.
Hey, haircut boys.
Yeah, we're gonna be haircutted up in Vegas.
I got my sides yesterday. I got my sides done up. I got one of those. I mentioned a while ago. I got like a shaver, so I've been doing it myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So terrified. I don't even.
It's
shave
got guards. It's got guards. So
Well, and
it
plus,
actually works
plus
pretty
also
well.
you have a fairly binary hairline. And trust me, take it from somebody who played that game
Well,
himself.
and this is my first time doing it myself. Actually doing it the binary, because normally I would do a fade to the 1/4 inch, but now I just kept it all 1/8
No,
inch.
I think that's the right way to go.
It looks better, but the fade to the 1/4 inch is safer because you have to manually do it. So you like whoop, so you don't actually hit the line. But I
So
actually
here-
hit the line when I was doing it the other day, but I didn't lose too much. I just lost a couple.
Here's the big
They're
question:
long.
what is the right length for the long hair to be? Is right now perfect quintessential Bryce hair, or does it need to feather the nipple? Does it need to
Well,
does it need
so-
to experience the belly button?
So it's curly, so it looks shorter than it is. When it's wet, it gets real long. It's probably the longest it's ever been at this point, by a couple inches, I think.
You like the reverse Brant.
Does
like-
Brant only? He has his entire head
Brant has
shaved.
a horseshoe.
One side of his head.
Brant has male pattern baldness and really long hair on the side. No, I mean like Brant when he first came on board. Remember he had really long
he had
hair
really
all
long
over,
hair, yeah.
right? But then he decided to go shorter. But recently you have decided to go longer.
Well, and I've had it long before. I had it really long in college, and the only reason it was short when I moved down here is because I kept it short from my last job. So, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, the hair. Yeah.
so
I don't know how long is too long. It's definitely
okay,
much longer because like
No,
it's
thought-
this
thought
one-
experiment.
my vote is for right there. It's looking very good now.
That is also my point, is that we all agree it's good right now. But the easy decision is how short do you want the sides, and you figure that out. You do the guard and you do the thing, right? But
How long does the long
meanwhile
part
the
go?
rest is going to keep on growing.
Right.
At what point do you enforce that? And then thank God Bonnie just
Bonnie
showed
showed
up.
up.
Perfect timing, Bonnie. Okay, we all agree that the shaved sides of Bryce's head are the perfect length of shaved
They're
sides.
an 1/8 inch.
Okay, what about the rest of the hair?
What about it?
How
it-
how long?
How
should the
long
part
does
go?
the long part go?
Um,
Like already get a trim, cut off those split ends? Not that you have any. I would never accuse you of
It's
that.
not split ends. It's just they're uneven because it's the top of my head.
That's fine. Or even them out? Do we even them out?
So the thing about evening it out, and because I do tend to wear it on the side, but sometimes I flip what side, and sometimes I pull it back. And if
Right.
I do that, it's uneven.
If you even on one side, then it won't be even on the other.
There we go. All right, I'm gonna use my golden ratio.
Okay, so
Oh,
Bonnie's pulling out
Bonnie's
the
got
golden
an app
ratio.
with the golden ratio in there.
Uh oh, she's gonna
that's so
fucking.
sweet.
Aw, thank you.
Take a good picture. Oh look, I like
Nick with a C. Yes, I do shave the other side as well. You just can't see it. 'cause
I
it's-
think it's the
Now-
perfect length.
Do you?
Oh, wait, have you done ponytail, Bryce?
When I pull it back, I don't people usually can't tell on the podcast, but when I pull it back, I'll either do a single ponytail or I'll put it in a bun or a loop.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the high ponytail?
No, I've never done the high ponytail or the side ponytail. I definitely could. I anytime I think of the side ponytail, I think of what's her name from Bob's Burgers, Tammy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's you know what?
Yeah.
I think it's the right time to tammy it up. I'm just saying.
Tony B. Pony.
Maybe we should
Tony
roll.
B. Pony.
What's
I
up?
feel like that's good. That's the way to go. You should have a funny. I don't mean funny as in like. You should do one of the out there ponytails at Vegas this weekend.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
So
I'll take a look.
how often do you balance it by wearing your hair on the other side, where it's like, well, it's been 2 days on the right, it's time to go to the left.
This is the side that I prefer, going towards my right, because that's how when I had a part, that would be how the part was, the part
But,
where they were
and
left.
you know also about the story that in general, like from a storytelling perspective, villains part their hair to the left and heroes part it to the right. Do you know about this?
No, I didn't know that.
Untrustworthy people are represented as parting their hair to the left, and in fact,
With the part on.
so mine's parted to the right. So the best example of this
Okay.
is if you look at Richard Donner's Superman. The difference between this is the first time they tried something new. With Clark Kent and Superman, they parted the hair different directions. So if you do a hair part thing, you'll notice that Clark Kent feels or is represented as weak and sorry or whatever, and his hair is parted to the left. And I suspect that it's like some lizard brain residue of right-handedness over left-handedness of when it comes to being trustworthy. So if you look at the Clark Kent Superman comparison on there, you'll see that.
I say you're.
You
gotta get on
Hey,
the
we got a
microphone.
microphone for you over here. There you go. Yeah, take a look at that.
Uh,
See, look at that. That one dude, his hair's parted to. Well, that's
no,
to the
that's
right.
parted to the right. This is my part.
Well, but then they're
Wait,
both
this
parted to the right.
sinister element of
No, that's
Superman
parted-
we have not yet fully wrapped our head around.
He
These
changes
parts are on the opposite side.
He,
Brian.
he's a dork in one picture, and then he's
So
the
the part is
superhero. He
on his
changes
left
it.
as Clark Kent. The part is
Yeah.
on his right as Superman.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, no, this image has been reversed.
Yeah, I
That
was
S
about
is
to say
backwards.
this is not.
Wait,
okay.
And
Yeah.
this
that's-
is
There. This is what I'm talking about.
okay.
Right.
This is
yeah.
the same.
So this
Both
is
of these had been reversed. I see.
right. Parted to the left, parted to the right. One looks.
Superman keeps his
untrustworthy.
part on the left. Clark Kent keeps his part
Right.
on the right.
And I suspect it is the artifact of being right-handed. You sweep your hair to the right.
Oh yeah, I guess
Compared
that's
to
true.
left-handed, and there's all of that baggage that comes with it.
Mostly my decision making when like changing the part side is when you change your part side, if it's been on one side for long and you flip it, it has a lot more like natural lift.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ride one side for a little while, and then once it gets limpy, you flip a doodle.
Well, and I only really do that for like if I'm going out or something. So I usually keep it on this side. And then if I'm at home editing all day or if
But
we're
also,
going to shoot.
that's like your look. Like you can't go around willy nilly flipping it left to right when if your look is to the left, then your look is to the left. You need to protect that.
Yeah,
'Cause one thing, I mean, like, if you're
Yeah.
saying that the lizard brain says, oh, okay, well, left to right will give us a subconscious kind of thing, then how are you going to set one pattern, then all of a sudden you just flip it totally to the other side?
I mean, it's something you have to get used to, right? Because it's not just like what you look like, but also like how you touch your hair like mindlessly, right? Like, oh, I need to do it to the other side because now my hands are all fucked up here. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody send your emails in as to what kind of hair Bryce
right.
has.
Yeah.
Mail at nightattack.tv.
I say
Uh-huh.
you grow it 2 inches and then just get a nice cut, like get it cut 1 inch. You know, so like you always
Get it
when
cut
you get a
evenly
fresh
1
cut,
inch.
yeah,
Yeah.
like when you get a fresh cut, it
So
always
so
looks
so that
sharp.
you don't get the tenderly bottoms. That's the only thing you're worried
Right.
about is the tenderly bottoms.
Well, but when you
Either
have
way.
curly hair, you kind of need to play that up a little bit because then your curls will do. So some people get all bent out of shape about like tendrils, but then other ways it makes the curl better. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of I don't know. That's
Yeah,
what
I definitely haven't had it cleaned up in a while.
yeah.
You know, every
it just
time I
always
go
looks
in,
nice when you do that.
yeah. But yeah, as far as like cutting it to a single part, I don't like that. I tend to have them cut the top evenly so I can switch parts or pull it back and have it be a little more even.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Well, I think you're pretty much there on length.
Oh,
you.
he's there.
He's there. I like it.
Wherever there is.
In fact, when you walked in, I thought it looked nice, and I didn't say anything.
Oh,
but
thank
I
you.
should have.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
So apparently, this sign stealing is nationwide.
Who's stealing signs? Wait, did someone steal your
Oh.
veto sign?
I was gonna leave it non-denominational, so nobody
Well,
gets
I only
something.
say because
somewhere is stealing signs.
I only say because I noticed that it was recent. It had recently been put up.
And you thought it had previously been stolen.
Well, no, I just noticed it. It was
Yeah.
a recent thing. That
It
I
is a
noticed.
recent thing, and but apparently somebody's going around stealing signs all over, and it's this big thing. But my friend in California was saying they stole signs on his street too. So I'm wondering.
Wait a minute.
No,
What?
that doesn't make sense.
What-
But he has friends in Austin, so he must have.
Okay.
Yeah, that must be
I like
why
that.
he's commenting on it. That's
All
so
of a sudden,
dumb.
all I want to do is put up signs for Senate races in which I cannot vote. Like I want to find out about like the hottest controversy in Alaska and put up a sign one side or the other on that.
No wonder why that seems so
Hold on,
weird.
whoa. So wait. Bonnie, who's your friend in California that was their signs in California were stolen, or they know other people in Texas that signs were stolen?
You know what? He didn't say whose sign it was.
He just said
He goes stealing somebody's.
wait,
stealing
somebody who
somebody's
wasn't even here,
sign.
who possibly wasn't involved in the crime, had an opinion on it.
Well,
Well, now I've heard everything.
no, I think it's separate. It's related separately. I think he had a sign stolen also.
Yeah, maybe he saw the movie Signs and his
Maybe.
copy of M. Night
He
Shyamalan's.
saw the sign and it opened up
His
his mind.
eyes. He saw the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it too. Probably not.
And would you think better about the person who stole the sign if they were singing their own parody version of that song, saying, "I stole the sign," and going around like Johnny Appleseed?
I
slowly
opened up
removing
your
everyone's-
eyes. I sold the sign. Hey, we're getting a little bit of ducking from you, and
I can.
Well, we just talked to each other a little bit over.
yeah, and see if you're able to talk and
Hold
interrupt
on.
us.
How about
Hello,
that? And,
hello.
I'm talking over you.
Wait, you're talking?
And
Are
you're
you talking?
Are you
Yeah,
talking
I'm
over
talking.
me? I'm
Hold
talking to
What
you.
up? What up?
I'm
We're
talking.
all
to-
joining each other.
Hey,
Right?
Yeah.
hey.
All right.
Sounds good.
Mine sounds a little tinge like hello, breasty. Pop,
it's-
pop,
it-
pop.
Well, that you don't need to be so close to that mic. That's not.
this one's a
That
little-
one's a little more sensitive.
Oh, okay.
What if the parody was about how I sold your sign
And
to
it
another
opened up my
supporter of the
wallet,
same
I
person,
sold your
and now I'm
sign.
contributing it to your enemy? I sold your sign.
Oh, shit, dude! If you did a thing where it's like Beto or Cruz signs delivered to you for $1, like, and all you did was just steal somebody else's sign from in that same neighborhood, like that's a real grift. That's a money making opportunity.
A BRB, I gotta wake up my daughters. Hold on.
By the way, they do. Everybody has those little this video on from their door, so they're getting whoever is stealing the sign.
Oh,
on
everybody
their-
has the ring things
Yeah.
on there, and so it's just like, Joe, I watched you. What are you What are you doing,
Hey,
Joe?
dude, what the fuck? Like, I can see you, because you can even get the alerts, right? So you can just be like, "I see you stealing my sign, Mildred."
So we got a video from ICU.
I just want to blame Neil deGrasse Tyson for all of it. like I
Has
just
it
want to
ever
start.
stopped you?
But this is a specific sign crime.
So
Sign
I had-
crime.
I had
Dum,
one-
dum, bum, bum, ba, da,
one
da.
person- one person who presumably was was pro sign stealing because it was the Democratic signs that were getting stolen, right? Anyways, she says, well, maybe they're redistributing because they stole them all off the same street, like a big swipe, and they said, well, maybe they're redistributing them to the other parts of the neighborhood
That
don't
person
have
did
any.
That person did it. That's some red hands.
I as far out of the 100 comments, at least she put some thought into hers. Like that
Well,
one was
did she
at
really put a
least
lot of it?
kind of almost, not that I support her views.
maybe she's distributing them to the people that need it the most. After all, this is the future the liberals want.
From each sign according to their yard, distributed according to the yard that does not have a sign. Certainly.
Not the future that conservative Americans have been pushing for. Signs for all. Pull yourself up by your sign straps and continue to sign your way to a greater world.
The last time we saw this many signs ripped off, a man was masturbating and shouting, Coney 2012.
We'll be right back.
Bump.
Okay, two out of three, not bad. I'm glad it landed with at least two of you guys. That's good.
So
So you have a video.
so ICU, we're talking about signs. ICU sent in this video. It is titled "Watch!" Electric trap Donald Trump sign. A Hillary Clinton supporter gets shocked stealing yard sign.
Oh my god.
Do you think this is
100% fake? I do, because I think that would be an awfully long way to go. Oh my God, he's creepy. All right, first of all, who fucking runs like the Hamburglar in the middle of the day?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. How would you prefer somebody run to go steal a sign? Like, should he be moonwalking or doing a back handspring?
Or just casually walking forward, but like, oh, I'm going to get this Trump sign. I got you.
Miss Clinton?
I don't think that that's unrealistic.
I don't hear it. The fact that you see him walking casually,
Like walking down the sidewalk,
look
in
to the right,
frame,
look to the left,
and then the sign is like,
golly.
I'm totally with you that it's fake. I'm not disputing that it's fake. I'm just saying that does seem to me to be a realistic assumption for how somebody would make their way to the sign they're about to steal.
As long as they wanted everyone in their neighborhood to know that they were up to no good, that's a great way to move.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna see the supposed shock.
Okay, now pause.
Okay, I
this
guess not.
is the new flaming shot veil. Like, overacting, shocked. Does he roll backward? Does he yelp? Because we have audio on this. Does he go like, "Oh golly, I've seen the error of my ways"?
I actually think he gets electro powers like Ernest, and Ernest goes to jail.
Okay, I'm going with Knight Rider. It's a Knight Rider.
I'm gonna say we see the After Effects default lightning effect.
I think he's gonna be smoking like a character from Mortal Kombat who gets hit by a fireball.
And then a titty falls out.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go.
Oh, complete with the
What?
cursing. Are you kidding me?
He like anticipated it.
Man, the last time I saw something this fake, a dude had a knife under a bunch of spinning cups. Bullshit.
Do you think? Okay, so I do believe that the scenario is staged.
I no longer even believe that it's electrified. I
don't
think
Because
so
you can
either.
clearly tell that it's not like a cardboard sign. It's like a soft fabric, plastics, right? Like it's bending
it
in
looks
such
like
a soft way.
corrugated plastic is what I think it is. Yeah,
No, but it bends like.
that's the way I think corrugated. I mean, they're pretty soft.
No. Look at the ripple on that.
No. Yeah, I think what Bryce is saying is that normally yard signs are
They are normally corrugated.
one
plastic.
stick and then the cardboard over it, right? This is an arc, so if you were going to try to electrify something, at least that would be an electrified thing. It is a theoretically electrifiable thing.
Right, like I can see that this is a thing that is like, okay, maybe it's a wire thing and they've put a plastic bag almost type fabric over it and the wire around it could be what I'm supposing is that the scenario is staged, but they still shocked this motherfucker just because
I don't even believe he's shocked. Nothing about this looks to me like he's shocked. This seemed like if I told my daughter to portray this, that is exactly what she would have done.
his trajectory also doesn't change. You can kind of see him make one long arc, Like his feet keep moving. They don't change directions the way that someone shocked would.
Well, and plus also, even with a shock, there's that delay where your brain doesn't recognize what's happening. He would have at least
He
pulled
shakes
it out
the
of
sign.
ground.
He like, especially watching it mute. It's like him shaking the sign.
Well, okay, but that's if his intention was to grab it and pick it up, then he would have we would have seen a 1 second trajectory of that happening. And 1 second is long enough to grab and pick it up. But instead, it's clear that his goal was to run up and shake the sign as if to portray being shocked and run away.
Right.
I'm calling 100% fake on this. It's definitely not even electrified.
I'm with you. I don't think it's real because it is. I ultimately can't get over at how perfectly it is framed.
And not facing towards the street or anything.
But like if you're gonna shock your neighbor, then or whoever's stealing your sign, then wouldn't you perfectly frame it to get that video?
I mean,
Well, hey, let's go ahead and think of it in the modern idea. So let's get away from this video. Bonnie, there apparently is some sign stealing going on in your neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Would you be interested, or would one person in your neighborhood be interested in creating an electrified sign
Like,
situation?
How
can
hard
we
could it
we
be?
share the tribalistic name calling between our two neighborhoods? Like, I know that we don't want to.
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
Oh, because it's
Yeah.
really good.
So okay, I have a question,
No.
Ray. Sign stealing, because I've seen other political candidate signs in the neighborhood. Were those also stolen?
No.
Oh,
No, it's definitely one supporter.
Well, and
stealing the
okay,
other one. Yeah.
let's go to best of next door.
Yeah.
Shall we call this out? Do you have it, Bonnie? Can you read what was said? Just here, let's bleep out the names of all parties.
No, I don't think like really nothing except the one comment was kind of funny. All of it is
Well,
just
that-
like
that's all I want to read is the one comment.
why?
Because I thought it was kind of funny. like how if this person's goal was to achieve something by
is this the
stealing a
same
sign.
redistributing a sign?
No.
comment from earlier? Okay.
Oh, no. I'll simplify it. Basically, someone on Nextdoor said, hello, it came to our attention that down Jeep Job Street, somebody has stolen all of the Cleeby-Doo signs. If your goal was to change minds, might I remind you of how poorly this reflects upon your candidate? Here's, how about a bargain? If you will return my sign, I will buy you dinner and I will listen to, with an open heart to
Okay.
what it is you want to do. Maybe that would work better.
Yeah. But then they come to your house and the cops are there and they go, shoot him. And then they don't because it's not that sort of thing. But then you're like, I got you. And then you close the door and they say nothing.
Yeah, because they weren't cops. They were a private mercenary squad there for political justice and prank videos. By the way, they're only prank videos in international waters where murder is allowable in the ultimate prank video.
Halliburton! Blackwater!
Yeah, I know. This is the new
Like what?
Blackwater model. We're not a private security force. We're creating the most dank prank videos you've ever seen.
Blackwater Digital.
Now called dankpranks.biz.
Okay, so Bonnie, I believe, has found the comment.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I think we covered.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say
I mean, there's fully like you scroll down about 20 times. There's that many comments and everybody like posting each other's political stuff, and it's clearly. And then about 5 people posted, "You're not supposed to do political stuff on Nextdoor. You know, take it down." It's,
oh
Man, you know what it makes me want to do is make up.
buy a bigger sign.
Makes me want to.
Paint the sign on your garage door.
It makes
Find a door that's red and you want to paint it black.
it makes me want to create a fake meme in Nextdoor about how like, hey man, a bunch of blank supporters plan to walk up and down the street dressed as Harambe, wheeling a flying V guitar. Well, I say we stick it to them by all dressing as Eeyore. Let's get them, Eeyore, and then just get a bunch of people like riled up dressing as Harambe and Eeyore.
There is a basement in Russia where people are being paid by the government to do exactly what you're saying.
You're right.
Oh my god.
Brian was LA Gone Girl the whole time.
Yeah, man. I got I tore into a New York Times trend piece today in the newsletter, or I will when it comes out later while we're still doing the episode. That the New York Times did a thing about evangelical moms voting for Beto. And their proof was 3 moms in Dallas, where they described like, oh, deep in the heart of conservative red Texas. And it's like, where do they think Texas liberals come from? Like, it's like 4 cities. It's like literally the only places in Texas where there are liberals are like Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. That's pretty much, it's the most likely place that an evangelical mom would be like in a surge election for a surge candidate, be like, I think I'm going to vote the other side. But instead, it's like a 400-word trend piece in the New York Times talking about how evangelical moms are voting for Beto.
They're just doing propaganda. They're hoping to inspire other evangelical
That's
moms.
exactly what I've been saying for over 50 years. I don't know if it's
50 years!
I've been operating in secret.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
me, the living ghost of William Randolph Hearst. I've lived under many voices over the years. Always raspy and always speaking like old-time radio. Think about it. Paul
I'm
Harvey.
not even in my final form.
Paul Harvey, that was me. Rush Limbaugh, that was me. Alex Jones, my latest flavor. Me, William Randolph Hearst.
You will all visit my castle.
Xanadu. Also Stan Lee, that was me too.
Did you see Stan Lee?
Yes, revealing the limits of our impression range is how we conduct Who William Randolph Hearst. We've invented an unnecessary prequel to all of the Night Attack impressions.
We'll be back after this message from Ovaltine and Gold Bond medicated powder.
And Nature Box.
Bump. So ICU sent in, and since this was a pre-show bit last week.
Oh shit.
Shit. ICU has made a video for us.
Oh my god.
I want my now guitar played 100 times in your zero.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh goddamn!
Holy Christ!
I'm not gonna lie, Justin. I don't know how much that helped your case.
I'll tell you what. My least favorite part about it was when they stopped playing the perfect fidelity audio of Money for Nothing and cut in that other jack off.
How do I find that? Where was that?
Diamondclub.reddit.com. That's the subreddit.
Oh,
Subscribe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, by the way, I also got every once in a while I'll get late night texts from Will Harris, and Will Harris has also been obsessed with the mouth guitar. So he just sent me a flurry of angry text messages yesterday morning.
I do believe a group of angry text messages should be called a fury, not a flurry. I think it should be a fury of angry messages.
And so forth will be my bill to Congress. But here is his mouth guitar.
Very close. It is a slap bass, as the Lenina points out. It is a slap bass.
C- on the pacing, though. Like that was super duper slow. Nowhere near
The tempo might be wrong, but it was on beat. I think it was close.
He got a little creative in some of the
notes, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, no one's touched me yet. Undefeated. Never lost.
What?
It's a wrap.
Okay. So the other thing that was submitted to the diamondclub.reddit.com was this, which I think both of you have seen. This.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Bonnie. All right, here we go.
Okay. So, Bonnie's never seen this.
We're bringing it back. I don't have Justin and I have to recuse ourselves. But it's our favorite bit. Back in awesome form. Ladies and gentlemen, it's
Flaming Shot Fails!
All right, Bonnie, you are the only player of this game, as both Justin, Brian, and Bryce have all seen what you're about to see. You get exactly 1 second to figure out what's happening.
All right. So Bonnie. We're gonna show you this. Yeah, we can only show you maybe a second of this.
Okay.
Let's see what we got, because it's only 8 seconds long. Okay.
Oh.
So Bonnie,
all right,
describe the scene. Describe the tableau presented to you. Who is this person? First off, who is this person?
First of all, he's white.
Oh, God,
Always.
Obviously.
Always.
I got to explain this whole bit to Penny on the ride to school.
Is that what you started with?
Yeah, well, no, I was like, hey, so we did this bit for a long time, and then it got not funny or whatever. And it was like one thing they all had in common, and Penny's eyes, wide open, like, yes. I'm like, they're all white. And then she was like, of course.
My gosh. She was interested in the sign stealing, too. She thought it was really
I'm
funny.
very, very glad, Brian, that you are passing the culture along.
Okay.
So who is this person? Describe the person on screen, Bonnie, for us, please. Thank you.
Okay, this person looks pretty young, but I don't know if that's because I'm getting older or what. But they look teenage,
young, yeah.
right?
Oh, could be a teenager,
He's
sure.
definitely 13.
Looks little, like 13.
You could take him
Wears
in a
a
fight.
hat.
I'll
Like,
say he's
specifically.
13.
And then has a flip lighter, so that's interesting. Not just a regular
AKA
lighter,
a
but
Zippo.
a
Sure.
Zippo. And then
Get it anywhere.
but still, that.
It's one click up above a big lighter, sure.
Yeah, so. Anyways, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What are the?
So he's got his
what's the
mouth
detail?
wide open.
Wide
And what's he
open.
got in his other hand? Are you able to tell?
I want to say it's like a breath freshener.
Breath freshener.
I
can't
suspect
tell
it
what's
would.
in his hand.
I suspect that it could serve that purpose.
Yeah.
You may
Bonnie,
not
want
Bonnie, you
to.
thinking like a breath freshener like Tic Tacs or like Banaka?
No, like the kind that you spray in your mouth.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's an asthma thing. Or maybe it's
Okay.
Would it help if I told you
yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at.
that it is certainly Axe body spray?
It's
Oh,
absolutely
it's
Axe body spray, for
body
sure.
spray.
Like 1,000%
Okay.
sure.
All right.
my God,
All
this
right.
is-
So,
loosen
okay,
up.
so
Listen
we
up.
have-
Buckle up.
So
How
we've
you
got
doing?
the plate. We've got the items. Now, how is everything arranged? We mentioned that he's got
Okay.
his mouth open.
Right. So imagine, this fits in the golden ratio like curve, by the way. So it's kind of,
Oh, it's about to get way more golden up in
yeah,
this.
yeah,
That's
and
for sure.
imagine. So so he's pointing the sprayer at the lighter towards his mouth.
Okay.
Oh.
So?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So okay. So what do you think? What do you think is gonna
Well,
happen?
it
Well, anyway, what do you think is
looks
gonna happen?
like he's going to take a mouthful of the spray, but
Okay.
But
I
oh.
have intel.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've had intel because those things sometimes you spray the wrong way. Like, I wonder if you might have it mixed
They're
up.
very complicated. A lot of people get confused at how to use Axe body spray.
Well, no, like
And
I
they
had like
spray
a
them
mace
the
thing
wrong
That's why it's not
one
popular and no
No.
one uses it and you can't
That's
find
correct.
it anywhere.
No, that's a good point.
Well, maybe I'm being dumb. I don't know.
I mean, actually, you're not wrong.
No,
The-
you're
the design is bad design, and it does look like it wants to spray one way instead of the other. but,
Okay, so maybe he gets it mixed up, but he basically this person's gonna get like a huge.
Well-
Oh, it looks like he's gonna take a face full of fire.
Play the game, Bonnie.
Do you
gotta
remember the name
put
for,
the words
uh,
to it.
for that?
But I think he's going to blow it the other way.
So wait, hold on, wait. So let's remind everybody who's never seen this bit. The way that we do the flaming shot fails is you have a set menu that you can choose from. So it's either a Galaxy Note where your phone is lit
Phone
on
catches
fire.
on fire. Yeah.
You got the Bluebeard, you got the full Ghost Rider, you got the Hadouken where your hands are on fire, you got the Yoga Flame where you spit out a blast of fire. Bunch of other variations, and of course the ever elusive Knight Rider,
Rider.
in which case they get into a car and drive away.
Okay.
That is, of course, the Knight Rider. Never yet seen Knight Rider, wherein a person gets fully covered in flame. They get into their car and drive away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
One day.
seen that. Looking forward to it though. No, I'm kidding. No. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go to the Samsung rules.
He pulls out a phone. Okay.
No.
All right.
No. I think because his hat is so predominantly featured, I think the hat goes up in flames.
Okay.
goes
So
up.
so
Yeah.
what we got to come up for a name for this.
A fire hat.
With your
Hat
head
on fire.
running around like
Hothead. A hothead.
Hothead is a
Hothead.
good one.
What's the candy? What's that
A
candy?
stovepipe hat. Cinnamon twist.
Candle Man.
The churro chimichurro.
What's the fireheads candy? Is that what they're called? Fireheads?
oh
hot face.
Hot face.
Hotheads?
No.
no, it isn't.
Fire Kirby is a good idea. It says IKEA like a G fruit.
The
Flaming
Warheads.
Bill, Human Torch,
Warhead
Roman
candy.
Warheads. Flaming warheads.
Yeah,
I like
warheads.
warheads. Yeah.
No,
Warhead.
atomic.
Yeah.
Atomic warheads.
forehead.
Yeah. Okay. Atomic fire head.
Let's see. Hot tamales, a blazing saddles, a brow gun. Okay, we got some
Yeah.
ideas
Okay,
here.
so I'm going for the hat.
All right, let's watch.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Jesus
my
Christ.
God.
No, it just went exactly like you'd think it would.
Ah!
He blew fire into his mouth and cinched his hair. And like, I don't know. Like his hair actually caught on fire. There's no.
Brian, say it like you said it to me.
What did I say?
When you tried to teach me how to eat fire.
Oh, goddamn, your face is on fire.
What I like is someone just shot this on an iPhone, so they do thankfully slow-mo the flame for us.
It does look like the end scene of Fight Club. Like, can we play like the Where Is My Mind along with
gosh.
that, with
Where
his
is
cheeks
my
blasting
mind?
open and being illuminated from the inside.
Gosh. Shouldn't.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Now, Brian,
You met me at a really weird time.
This video was entitled on the subreddit when what happens when I try to eat fire. You have a book, The Professional's Guide to Fire Eating. Where do you say this went wrong?
all of it.
Would it be aiming the fuel at your face or leaving your mouth open?
Let's just go ahead. All right. I mean, obviously, this is very intricate art. Like, where do you think? Where do we start here so people who want to replicate this don't make these mistakes?
Justin, thank you so much for having me on your show. Number one, been a big fan for a very long time. One of the things when it comes to eating fire is people think you actually eat the fire. and while it is called that, no, you don't actually eat the fire, much less do you take what amounts to a flamethrower, aim it directly at your face, and blast fire in it.
Now, just to be clear, you're saying that's not a good idea.
That's not traditionally.
That's not what you want to
how
do.
you eat fire.
Well, certainly not how working professionals do.
But even you could be thinking outside of the bun, trying something new.
I'm glad you
But,
guys
I mean,
brought this
listen,
up.
We are committed to teaching the controversy. So let's just say that it is Brian's opinion as a professional that this is not how it's
Put a
done.
sticker on that book.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. We have a new character, Mr. Please Don't Burn Your Face on Fire. He's like Mr. Yuck, only he's got one message. Don't create an active flamethrower and point it at your face. So, if there's any materials in your house that are propellants and other materials that also are lighters,
It's funny every
Please,
fucking time this
put
loops.
put
God,
these
it's so good.
stickers on them so that when your children put the two of them together and aim them at their face, they'll think, what's that song that Mr. Don't Shoot Your Face on Fire sings? You know it, right, Justin?
Of course, yeah. Hey, kids, if you're gonna shoot some fire in your face, remember, don't.
Somebody said
Wait, there was the. I'm so glad we got to that better version because the original was a little more complicated. Like, hey there, what's this? A lighter that's a fire source. What's this other thing? A propellant that shoots fuel forward. You probably think you want to grab the two, aim it at your face, and whoopity-doo. But you probably shouldn't do that because that's a fucking fire in your face. Fucking idiots. Would you fucking knock it off? Take it from me, Fireface. Don't. You're a fucko.
Don't be me. Man, this guy blowing fire in his face. What the fuck?
I
Am I
know.
right? I'm not voting for him.
all I gotta say is that he's like probably the only 13-year-old I've seen that doesn't have like his face covered in acne, and then now he's got like all those like.
I mean, it definitely
Now
won't be
he's got-
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he cleared
I
it
mean-
now.
That's called
Exfoliating.
Look, that's like in the weakest link when you get to enough points, so you shout bank.
Bank.
Let me like, hey man, I got no acne. Let me hold on to that bank.
Thank you to Dewey1973 for cross-posting that to r/Diamond Club. Thank you.
Oh
shit.
my gosh! I've got a PSA.
Oh, good. All right, everybody. Bonnie's PSA. Here we go.
Man, I got a PSA too.
I bet you do.
I'll see you.
All right. So, you're bored and you're a teenage boy. There's a lot of teenage boys doing things while they're bored. And it's okay for you to do those things too. In fact, it's probably better than putting your face on fire. So if you want to play Fortnite, go for it.
Oh,
It was a joke.
oh no, I was thinking like
No, I know. I was implying, and then I went with a video game.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be
Oh,
funny.
You'll shoot
That's
your eye
good.
out.
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out.
This
again.
way I know what the bit was.
light your farts like a normal kid.
Yeah.
They're nowhere near your face.
Can I just say this in all seriousness? I feel the only reason why I feel good watching that video over and over again is because somebody obviously slowed it down. That is his jack off buddy that was shooting it. That
Yeah.
he's okay enough that his friend was like, "Oh, this is hilarious. Now we have to post it. I have to post it to Reddit and slow it down so it looks insane."
Yeah.
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 All right. Who would like a tasty beverage? I'm making a run.
I'm okay.
Okay, you're Bonnie.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. That's that was me forgetting your name.
I know.
You in the
Me,
chair with
that
the chain.
person. 20 years. What does it matter?
Yeah.
So.
Ah,
Hey, I want to remind everybody that's in the Bay Area, election night. Come see me at the Piano Fight Theater. We are reviewing all the best midterm ads and having our live decision desk telling you the results of all the races and whether or not we will witness a
Which one
wave in the House or the Senate. So come on over and see me election night, 7 p.m. Go to bit.ly/wavewatch. bit.ly/wavewatch.
yeah. Maybe you want to make that a pinned tweet so people can when they go to your Twitter they can
I'll tell you
find
what,
it
we just might
pretty
In fact,
easily.
do that right now.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Because this is what you got a Wave Watch shirt. Is that right? I saw you on.
Yeah, you can
Insta.
get that at bit.ly/wavewatch
Look
shirt.
at this logo too.
Yeah, right?
Fantastic.
That was Penny in my Discord. She is amazing.
Very nice. Good work, Penny. Congrats.
But yeah, no, it's a pretty
Shit.
dank shirt, if I do say so myself.
Very cool.
But yeah, no, it'll be fun, man. No matter where you are in the political spectrum, there have been plenty of ads, including this new one where an old man calls Ted Cruz a pussy.
Oh my god.
That sounds like for real.
No, I mean, well,
Oh.
he basically is like, it's just that one shot on an old man in like a Texas diner, and he's like, I got a thing that said Ted Cruz is tough as Texas. Huh. You know, if I had a man that called my wife a ugly bitch and called my dad part of the Kennedy assassination, well, I wouldn't be kissing his butt. I'd take him and I'd say some choice words. Or I'd take him to the woodshed and beat him up.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it's everything but. I mean, he would have been a Quaker ad if he just would have said, Ted Cruz, you're a pussy.
Just think of how much money you would save on ad buys. You can saturate the market with those short ads.
I know. Somebody should ask, somebody who's covering Beto should ask, hey, do you believe that Ted Cruz is a pussy?
Is Ted Cruz a
And
pussy?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Should you grab Ted Cruz because he's a pussy? Oh, sorry.
No. Okay, no. Don't apologize. That was a very good topical.
That was a
reference.
good reference.
That was very
Okay.
good.
to
Thank
another
you.
thing to the other thing that happened. In fact, I'll tell you what, you should save that one because Trump is sure to come down to Texas and campaign for him, and that's the time that you can make that joke. Because you could say, well, we should have no question that Trump would grab on to Cruz's campaign because he's a real pussy.
And then give him a pussy hat.
Should I put that in the next door or in my front yard?
Yeah, who want the subject line on next door is looking for Trump takedown partner 2018.
Anyway, no, it'll be fun. It'll be great. We're gonna have all the hits. Blankenship, Cocaine Mitch.
Cocaine Mitch, I forgot about Cocaine Mitch.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be great.
How could I have already forgotten about him?
See, that's why you got to come to the show
I gotta
because everyone's gonna say, "Oh, I remember West Virginia people."
Well, if only I was in the San Francisco Bay Area November 6th
November 6th,
at the Piano Fight Bar.
which is, by the way, only 2 blocks away from now officially the dirtiest block of San Francisco.
Ooh, that's people who listen to the Jury Daily Show will know what that means.
Yeah, dirtiest block, which apparently, not apparently, according to this New York Times story, was the same block where I wrote most of the Contender expansions and most of Action News. That's where John Teasdale used to live.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Yeah, and by the way, legit terrifying. It is a terrifying section of San Francisco.
I'm going to go use the restroom very quickly, and then I'll be good to do the show.
Will there be a live stream? Yes, but it'll probably be the same thing that we did last time when we did a live show at Piano Fight, where it's Ashley's just streaming it on a selfie stick. Hey, man.
Yep.
How you feeling? How's the weather out there? Is it cooled down a little bit?
Freaking great.
Yeah.
We got it's rained 80% of the last 30 days. It's been
How's
great.
that pond?
It's barely there. I mean, it rains a little bit every single day, but now I'm just super interested in this whole like pond creation movement, and because there's also like regulatory stuff. Because looking at the map, it's like we're at the beginning of a spring that feeds into other places. So, I'm hoping we can retain water there. But I mean, it's like the pond will be roughly the size of an Olympic swimming pool, and people have those, so it seems like it shouldn't be impossible for us to set that up.
Yeah. All right. So, do you go to a pondsman, or is there like
A
how
Ponzi
do
scheme?
you look up pond specialists? Maybe one man and his four brothers, the Pond Five.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
that was smooth. That was
I-
smooth.
I think you get into a
Only
Ponzi
7
scheme.
years too late, Justin.
Pond Five.
uh,
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked a little bit about it. That like you're gonna swing part of it as a project that you can handle, but part of it has to be outsiders brought in to do official.
Oh, I mean, I think almost all of it has to be outsiders. Whatever
Yeah.
permitting you got to figure out and stuff. Alberta Guru is saying you need a lot of clay. Apparently, there's something called bentonite that is a hydrophobic material that you just sort of mix in so that the water doesn't want to penetrate through it. And then in fact, one of the neighbors, I met one of the neighbors when I got my flat tire, and he was like, well, I'm a civil engineer. And so I was like, well, let's talk about this pond. And he was into it.
Cool.
Dude, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited to see that pond filled at all times, because the moment in which, and granted, a little drunk, but emerging in the evening hours to see a full pond on that property was a magical moment and experience. And all at once, I could see the brilliant future dancing out in front of me. It was amazing.
I just see a giant rubber ducky out on the pond to float on.
I mean, that's my vision.
I know.
My vision, I don't ask for much, people. It's just to live on a cult compound floating on a yellow rubber duck in the middle of a man-made pond that did not exist before I got there, listening to the end of Dark Side of the Moon performed live by Mike TV as I watch an actual fucking total eclipse on land I own.
That's only 8 things, guys.
Why don't you make that possible? By supporting our friend Stephen Cogswell at otfi.com/mouth.
Oh, all right. You guys feeling loosey and goosey?
Oh, man.
Oh yeah. Are there still Scoop Fest tickets available, or is that sold out? Do
You
we
know
know?
what? Let's tell everyone they're available, and they have to hurry to get them, so they'll get real mad, and then Matt and Mattingly and Jacob will have to deal with these angry people, and they'll realize, oh my gosh, this Night Attack crowd really wanted to come, and then they weren't allowed to.
Exactly. So what we want you to do, and even if you can't get the tickets and they are available, just tweet all of them and say, fuck you. There's no tickets.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Over the line.
No, J/K. If you are available, man, this is going to be a great show.
It's going to be a good one. Yeah, it looks like tickets are still available. So,
Good.
Hills, yeah.
Hey, scoops.com. It turns out scoopfest.com is a domain that they own but has not been updated in the past few years.
No, right? It's pointing
What
to
the
their
fuck?
old fucking
Who
last
keeps
year's
that?
Scoop Fest.
Who keeps that?
Fucking jerk balls.
Also, thanks to PC Pat67 for subscribing and Eoxy for subscribing earlier. Thank you guys for subscribing in the pre-show. All right. Well, you guys want to do this?
You're
Damn.
goddamn right I do.
Okay. Here we go. Let me click a couple more buttons here. Oh, no. Here we go. Next week is Scoop Fest. That's what. We're
Perfect.
We're,
And that's a wrap. Play the lullaby, and we're out.
Next week is Scoop Fest. That's what you'll see on the feed. But if you have time, go to heyscoop.com. Hey, Scoop. Oh, fuck me. Hold on. I'm gonna write this down. No, I'm trying to do
Oh
more things.
Night Attack is through. Something that I've done.
I don't want to. Scoop Fest is singular. Scoop Fest next week.
For the record, I have fucked that up 100 times out of 100 that I've tried to say the name of the event that I adore so much.
HCon.com. Okay. All right. We got this. Here we go. Cheeto, don't use that. Here we go.